Lolo Jones made a video about getting IVF, and people have been talking about the video. People have been critiquing the video and giving their perspective. And the only thing I have to say is stop the cap. Stop the cap. Welcome to Escape from the Echo Chamber. So, Lolo Jones, Olympic athlete, accomplished, great athlete, awesome athlete, very beautiful woman, is approaching 40 years old, and she says she feels her time is running out because one thing you may not know about Lolo, but if you know Lolo, you know this, she's a virgin. According to Lolo Jones, she is still a virgin, and she's a virgin who refuses to have sex before marriage, even at approaching 40. So Lolo Jones is about to be the 40-year-old virgin. That being the case, she says she's approaching 40. She's starting to get worried because she wants to settle down, have a family, kids and everything. And so she wants to freeze her eggs because she feels like she's running out of time and she's scared. And I get it. The interesting thing is I'm seeing the videos talking about her. Now, like the first video I saw that was mentioning her, I didn't even know it was about her because they didn't say her name in the title. And so I didn't know who they were talking about. And then I saw somebody else do a video on her, and now they have the name in the title. So I said, hey, let me check it out. Let me check out their video. Let me check out her video. And I found out what she was crying about because she's very emotional about this, understandably. But what surprised me, even though it probably shouldn't have surprised me, is the perspective that was given on Lolo Jones' concerns, her fears, and what she was talking about. You see, Lolo Jones was receiving criticism from the videos that I've seen. The videos I've seen are from the manosphere or manosphere adjacent, and they're criticizing Lolo Jones because it's like, hey, you've got to be focused on what it takes to be a good wife. Just being an accomplished athlete, that's not what a man is looking for. What is he looking for in a wife? And they talk about modern woman, and I'm like, interesting. Because they also talk about, oh, well, the checklist she has must be too long, and she has to realize, hey, you can't. So essentially, it sounds like they're saying she can't be too picky. And once again, I'm like, interesting. And all of this is interesting for this reason. All of the talk about modern women doesn't apply to Lolo Jones. If we're taking everything at face value, so assuming Lolo Jones says she's a virgin, I have no reason to doubt what she's saying. She says she's a virgin, she's a virgin. If she's a virgin, how is she the modern woman? The modern woman is not a virgin at 39 years old. Let's just get that out of the way first and foremost. The modern woman is not waiting until marriage. Let's get that out of the way. Lolo Jones is the traditional woman. Let's say this again. Lolo Jones is the traditional woman. That devout, that virginal, that wearing white on her wedding day, that's the type of woman Lolo Jones is, the traditional woman. The question is, if Lolo Jones is a traditional woman, according to manosphere logic, she should have dudes beating down her door, according to manosphere logic. Unless there's something else going on here. To hear people say it, this is Lolo Jones' fault. She shouldn't be too picky. Her list is too long. She's putting too much focus on her athletic career. She's not putting in enough attention and putting in enough work in getting a man. And I'm like, wait a minute. The evidence we see completely flies in the face of what you're saying. What we're seeing with Lolo Jones completely contradicts the critiques that she's getting from the manosphere. Because like I said, Lolo Jones is the traditional woman. What is her criteria? You know what her criteria is? No sex before marriage. That's her criteria. Ostensibly, because she's also a devout Christian, she also wants her man, her husband, her potential husband, future husband, to also be a devout Christian. I get it. Potentially. We're not even sure on that, but we do know that her criteria is no sex. That's what we do know. Her criteria is no sex before marriage. So now, according to the manosphere, that should send her value through brand new, never driven off the lot. To use the framework and the analogies that some in the manosphere use, particularly the red pills, never been driven off the lot, never been touched. Brand spanking new, pristine, untouched. Vintage, classic. Come on. How is every man, if this is what men are looking for, how is every man not vying for a shot with Lolo Jones? Unless the modern man doesn't actually want the traditional woman. Unless the modern man doesn't really want the traditional woman. Just think about that, because it's easy to put this on Lolo Jones. It's convenient to put this on Lolo Jones. But it is not honest to put this on Lolo Jones. Because by everything we've seen, in fact, she even tells about a story of how she was just dealing with a guy for 8 months. She's talking to him, dealing with him, and like he's giving her mixed signals. Like at one point, it seems like he wants a relationship, and then it's not. Then he's pushing her back into the friend zone. And I'm saying, wait a minute. Why is this happening? Is this happening because she's not doing enough? Is this happening because she's not doing enough to demonstrate that she's wifey material? Or is this happening because she's not doing enough to show that she's girlfriend material? I.e., giving up the cheeks. Because what we've got to understand and what we've got to be honest about is, even if a man claims to want a virgin, he doesn't want a woman who's going to be a virgin with him. Like I said, stop the cap. Stop the cap. Modern men are not willing to wait until marriage. So we can criticize Lolo Jones all we want to, but that's bullshit. And we know it's bullshit, because the vast majority of men aren't going to sit around 9 months if they're not getting buns. If they're not hitting, they're out the door. They're like, okay, she tells me she's a virgin, but I'm going to try to break down those walls. And if she's putting up those boundaries, like, okay, whoa, no, we're not doing that. Is the modern man sticking around? See, because for all of the talk, all of the criticism about the modern woman, at some point, we've got to turn around and look at the modern man. The modern woman exists as she is for a reason. These modern women, because let's keep this real. These modern women, despite the fact that many of these modern women aren't married, they're not virgins either. They're having sex with somebody. These modern women who modern men can criticize are having sex with somebody. So once again, we can lie all we want to, but at some point we're going to have to face the truth and be honest with ourselves. Lolo Jones isn't crying because she has the modern woman mindset. Lolo Jones is crying because she's a traditional woman, and the modern man doesn't actually want the traditional woman. He'll say he does. He'll make that as an excuse as to why he won't commit, but that's clearly not what most modern men want. Because like I said, if that's what most modern men wanted, Lolo Jones wouldn't be single. But I do think there are traditional men. I do think there are some men out there who may be themselves committed to not engaging in premarital sex, quite frankly, because of religious commitment. And if she just needs to go to another area to find somebody that she is compatible with, maybe that's what it is. But we're not going to tell this story. We're not going to lie and pretend that the reason why Lolo Jones is single is because of modern womanhood. No. By all intents and by all accounts, Lolo Jones is the traditional woman. It's the modern men that don't actually want a traditional woman because they're not willing to sit around and wait in an abstinent relationship. And so you can't blame Lolo Jones for that. What it seems is, if Lolo Jones, being a traditional woman, wants to find the man, she's going to have to find a traditional man, because modern men can't put this on her. As always, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. But if you disagree, if you say no, this is on Lolo Jones, this is her fault, go ahead and give me the thumbs down. But tell me in the comment section, how is it her fault when she's doing what she's supposed to be doing to demonstrate that she is a good wife? Saving that part specifically for her husband. Tell me how in the comment section. And if you like this video, you can check out this video, which is on a related topic. And I'll see you next time.